Hey, True Believers, Chris Mack coming at you today with Robin Issue 2. And this one was a little bit better than the last issue. I think I had to get over the fact that it kind of felt like Mortal Kombat was my major hang-up. This, and the ending too, was kind of a cop-out because if you haven't read it, spoilers, Robin dies at the end. But they say, welcome to Lazarus Island. So of course, comics not being able to commit to a bit, he's immediately healed in issue 2, so no long-term ramifications there. Which, it's still, to me, I like the concept. He wakes up, and before we get into it, let's talk about Wake Up. This is Joshua Williamson, writer. Forgive me if I brutalize these names. Gleb Melankoff, artist and cover. Luis Guerrero, colors. ALW's Troy Pateri, letters. And there's everyone else working on the book. Now, two things that I like about this series. Well, let me kind of give you some backstory real quick. So, from what I understand from issue 1, is Robin's essentially missing. Everyone's looking for him. He's kind of bailed on the Bat family, blaming his father for the death of Alfred, and he's having a hard time accepting that, and so it's made him a little more arrogant and relying on himself, which is what ended up getting him killed at the end of issue 1. Now, Ravager, Deathstroke's daughter, who's one of my more favorite recent characters, is there as well. And I like how she just says, I'm embarrassed for you. You wouldn't have died if you just listened to me. Now she's saying, let me train you. And he's like, I don't need you. And what are you even doing here? She's like, I have my reasons. I'm not here to play this game. Speaking of the game, I can't remember this character's name. Hold on, let me flip back real quick, see if I can find her name real quick. Shh. Mother Soul, there it is. I knew if I looked for a second. So this character named Flatline's the one that ripped Robin's heart out. What you find out about this island is, yes, it's a fight to the death, but they utilize the Lazarus pits. You have 3 strikes, so first 2 deaths, you're revived. If you want to leave the island after that, there's no, judgment, just go. However, if you die a 3rd time, that's it. Your soul belongs to Lazarus Island. If you survive everybody else, you gain immortality. So that's kind of a cool little idea there. I like how Damien here says, I don't have to hold back. And in doing so, again, he says, game on. And this part here where he just kind of starts going through players, my God, we see the League of Assassins Damien come out. And it's just intense. Again, it's kind of showing how he can trip himself up because he's letting himself get a little cocky. And I like how once he goes through all these people, he looks at Flatline and he kind of does the Greg Fokker thing with the Al Pacino thing. He was like, I'm watching you, Fokker. And she just winks. Now, Ravager's like, okay, you've proved your point. You're lethal. However, there are people that are deadlier than you that you need to watch out for. And I'm not going to give away that part of the book. Now, from what I understand, both Ravager and Damien are both here for different reasons. And I like how Robin's reading this manga. And I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But there's the characters in there, and I like that it's drawn in that vein. And the kid characters, I think I'm just a bit lost in my head. But you've helped me find my heart. So I like that the manga is kind of, in a sense, the foreshadow of the book, kind of like how the Black Freighter was sort of an overshadow of the Watchmen. It kind of using these 2 characters to symbolize what's going on with both Ravager and Damien. And one of the rules of this island is you can't kill at night. So Damien goes out, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but he's investigating the League of Lazarus. There's all these leagues now. All of a sudden, there's the League of Assassins, the League of Shadows, the League of Lazarus. So he's trying to figure out the whole connections of this island. And while all this is happening, Damien gets some answers. I like how we kind of get this sort of, what do you call it, father, like, not Father of Christmas Past, but you guys kind of get this ephemeral, I think that's the word, ghost saying, You know what you must do, Master Damien. It's time to call your father. Shut up, Pennyworth. I'll solve this case on my own. And so in a sense, it's Damien having to come to terms with Pennyworth's death, because at this point, no one close to him in the Bat family has died. So Alfred rocked him, because Alfred and Bruce were the ones that kind of brought him back from being the next Ra's al Ghul. And so this death, it's tearing at him something fierce. Now those tones I like. There are some other things, like when Ravager's like, I'll teach you how to have fun. It's sort of like, I get it, but I don't. I think because I like the way that, if you guys are, after Batman R.I.P., if you read Batman and Robin, where Dick Grayson took over being Batman, Dick and him had a great rapport together. Dick was the one that really kind of helped break through Damien's hard shell and found a human within him. And so here it's just kind of like we're treading old water again. But it makes sense because Damien's closed up again, because one other person other than his father, his other father figure, was killed right in front of him. Like, I hate what Tom King did in killing Alfred, but how other writers have kind of utilized it, Peter J. Tomasi, Joshua Williamson, it really works. Especially how when Bruce says, I think it was in Detective Comics, he says there's really no one to go home to, no one to rely on anymore. How he'd always be used to coming home to Alfred having tea or a snack or something like that, or to console him or counsel him. You don't have that no more. And Lucius Fox kind of does, but not really. So it's a very different dynamic. There's this huge hole in the Bat family. So we can kind of see how Damien is bitter and hurting inside. And that's why I want to continue this, just kind of see how Damien comes back from the brink and kind of gets over himself in the regard. So if you guys are looking for a book that kind of has some undertones like that really help push the book, but also just kind of some fun and violence, like, I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Flatline character is about, because she's interesting. She's just kind of like, sorry I killed you. And how when Damien gives her the, where is it? I'll find it. Hold on. He gives her the Greg Fokker stare. I like how she just winks. That makes her an interesting character. And I like her, and again, like I said, I like Ravager too. Both of them are really becoming my top favorite characters in this series, and I'd like to see where it goes. So that is Robin #2 in a nutshell. If you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop. If you guys have enjoyed this review and would like me to go over issue 3, let me know down in the comments. Speaking of, if you have enjoyed the review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little league bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.